Listen, y'all want to talk Battlefield or what? The other day, I got a chance to sit down and to participate in a Battlefield 6 multiplayer event where the devs invited a shit ton of content creators to play the new maps, including Mirra Valley and Operation Firestorm. And essentially how it was presented to us was during the betas, they wanted to really show off the smaller maps with destruction. They wanted to show off the new gunplay, the movement, and all of that stuff. And then now we get a chance to actually play Battlefield the way people like me have been begging them to let us play Battlefield. I've been asking and I've been criticizing the small maps that we've gotten through these betas. And so I was psyched that they invited me to this one. I want to talk a little bit about Mirak Valley because personally, I think this is one of the better maps in the game, but that's probably because I love the all-out warfare, jets flying overhead, vehicles, Humvees, ATVs, all of that is present. Now, Mirak Valley is one of the biggest Battlefield maps that we're going to be getting at launch. Now, I gotta say, this map to me is kind of split in half a little bit. There's one side of the map where there's two large construction buildings and a nice path for infantry to play in. A lot of verticality. There's multiple floors to these buildings. You can blow them up. There's stairwells. There's zip lines to get from floor to floor. And where I'm standing in this gameplay here, there's an entire section in between these buildings that has a whole bunch of construction. Like there's different pipes and pallets, and there's a huge crane that kind of runs in the middle. And throughout the game, I wouldn't call it levolution, but this entire area gets leveled with a bunch of shit. It just basically turns into rubble, debris. The crane can come down, and the destruction on this map is fucking insane. A lot of different paths for infantry to play in, and I think that side of the map flows really well. And then you have the other side of the map, which is, I would say, the north side of the map, where it's a lot more vehicle focused. It reminds me a lot of Liberation Peak on this side of the map with the flows, the valleys, the hilltops. It's a little bit of uneven ground, but there really isn't a lot of points of interest on this side of the map. Now, I got a chance to play Conquest, Breakthrough, and their new game mode Escalation on these maps. We're going to talk about Escalation in a little bit. It's really fucking cool. But yeah, Mirak Valley is one of the larger maps in this game. It feels good to play. If you're an infantry focused player, there's a lot of really good combat areas for you. If you're more on the vehicle side of things, we got a little dash of urban. We got a little dash of like open field, a little Liberation Peak in there as well. But in my opinion, for the few hours that we got a chance to play on it, obviously I want to play more when the game comes out. It feels pretty good. Now, Operation Firestorm, wow. I mean, if you're a fan of Battlefield and you played back in Battlefield 3, you know this map in and out. They've made some changes in terms of things like cover. Some of the routes have shifted slightly, but they said during the presentation they needed to update the map a little bit for modern mechanics, and it plays really, really well. Honestly, going back to that, I'm going to tell you right now, Operation Firestorm is the best map in the game. And I really don't know if that's a nostalgia getting at me, but it feels very Battlefield-like when you're playing on that map. I wish I could have played more. They let us in there for about 4 or 5 hours. I really just want this fucking game to be out. It was really nice to be able to jump in again, see more weapons, see some of the class changes, be able to use the assault ladder for the first time and see how that actually feels. That's actually really fucking cool, especially on Mirak Valley. When there's only a few ways to get to the upper floors in some of these buildings, it's nice if you're an assault, you can use that assault ladder and get up to these floors and give other routes into these areas, which is super cool. I got a chance to use the P90, which I think is my favorite gun in the game at this point. It feels so fucking good, and I gotta say, I'm a huge fan of the reload. If you guys look at the thumbnail for this video, it had to be the P90. It just looks fucking good. It feels good. I was having a really good time playing. Let's talk about Escalation. I didn't know what to expect going into it. So it's kind of like Conquest, but each team is required to hold a majority of the flag capture points. So if your team holds a majority for a set amount of time, you gain a point. And once your team gains a point, 2 of the flag capture zones disappear. So you might have started with 7 capture zones, then it drops to 5, then it drops to 3, then it drops to 2, or whatever the number is, but it starts to go down, meaning every single move that you make actually matters a lot more than just running around blindly playing Conquest. I like this mode a lot. Like, I came out of the first game going, man, this actually feels better than Conquest. It has that notion of you running around from point to point to point, but every move you make and every capture you're making is actually way more deliberate than just going, oh yeah, they're capping B, let's run over there. Oh yeah, they're capping C, let's run over there. Like, it's a lot more deliberate. It's a lot more, I don't want to say tactical, but you actually have to think about the moves that you're making, the flags that you're capping. You actually have to be looking at your map, seeing where they're moving. It's a really, really cool game mode. And I actually think that's going to be something that like is a staple on like my channel when I'm streaming moving forward. For the time that we got to play on these two maps in Escalation, very fucking cool. This is the Battlefield game that I have been waiting for. These are the maps that I've been waiting for, and I want to see what happens post-launch with season 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and how many of these large-scale maps are we going to get post-launch? I want to see more of this. This is why you play Battlefield, and I hope the developers understand, like, this is the kind of content that we want to see post-launch. The infantry maps are cool. That's fun. All sick. Let's get some large-scale shit in here. I think you guys are going to be very happy with Mirra Valley, and obviously, everybody's going to be psyched about Operation Firestorm. Leave a like on the video and subscribe with the bell on so you never miss a video. Shout out to all the patrons who support over on Patreon. We're making moves to sustain this channel off of YouTube ad revenue. So if you guys want to support over there for monthly exclusive videos, live streams, and other content, go check it out in the description below. As always, my name is Big Fry. Thank you guys for clicking on the video and watching, and I'll see you on the next one.